Hi, Avi.
Hey Rach, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I am good. How are things in London?
It's been a big week here in London. We've received an announcement from our UK, our Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper, who has announced plans for the UK to host the inaugural meeting for the International Fund for Israeli-Palestinian Peace in March, 12th of March next year. This follows from a commitment that was actually made last year. We met with the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, and he really got to hear directly how, grassroots initiatives are reducing violence, they're building trust, they're really creating the conditions on on the ground for lasting and just peace. And after that meeting, he committed to hosting the inaugural meeting.
It's like coming full circle because it was 2004 that I first wrote a proposal that we would try to create an international fund, and it was inspired by learning about the International Fund for Ireland, which the UK and the United States and other countries helped create 12 years before there was a peace agreement. And that conflict was really bloody in the 80s, and nobody thought it could be resolved. But they started investing on the ground and changing the conditions and changing the environment and building the partnerships. We did a big launch event in 2009 and started with legislation in the U.S. Congress. We worked for 10 years in the U.S. in Washington, working with some really incredible members of Congress from both political parties. And that led to the passage of MEPA in 2020, which was $250 million from the United States, with an eye towards hopefully one day being able to create an international fund. So it's amazing how we sort of take one step at a time. Sadly, despite all of these years, the conflict is still with us. So the need is still there. In fact, the need is so much greater than it's ever been.
Polling around the world has shown that people want to see peace building and they want to see their governments involved in working together and in working towards sustainable peace in Israel and Palestine. In the UK, we have some polling that we're releasing that shows that among respondents who have an opinion, 84% support creating the fund, and 73% want the UK to contribute at least 10 million towards it. And global polling shows the same appetite. I think it was 88% of respondents supported their country joining, in general, international peace efforts, and over 50% said that they backed their country in joining the fund. And I think it speaks to something that we have seen among communities really across the world where, this conflict has really affected their own relations and dynamics in their own countries and in their own communities.
And I think it shows that people understand that the conflict ultimately can't be solved from Washington or London or anywhere else around the world. Certainly not alone. It's really going to require people on the ground. And there are so many people on the ground that are willing and ready to move forward. It gives people around the world something to get behind. That's positive, that solves problems.
People don't hear about the good news story. And it's not just that it's always positive, right? It's not like our members are sitting around the table every day kind of happy and eating hummus and sharing hugs, right? The point is that they can sit around the table and say, right, we can never go back to what we had before. We have to move forward. And we're going to talk about the really difficult things together because we know that jointly we need to work on this. And I think that is what makes the peace building field so strong. It's not easy and happy and fun. It's really hard. But they do it anyway because they don't have another choice.
It's really incredible what you can do from the grassroots up and step by step. This big news from London this past week is hopefully a huge step forward, and we're just going to keep building on it.